Massive shout out to all my subs. So, Dean Lynch Ward, the tracksuit, did he have it on for 4 days? The Swan, Karma Corner, Danny Christie versus Danny Davao. Is this going to happen? When's 3D Fight Club 2? Let's ask my cousin, Dean Lynch Ward.
Give me 2 minutes, let me just grab a drink.
Okay, so Dean Lynch, welcome to Fight and Talk UK. So on Instagram earlier, I promised that an interview with Dean Lynch Ward tonight, and look who it is on the camera. It's my favourite cousin, Dean Lynch Ward.
Yes, brother. How's things, mate?
All right, how's things for you?
Things are going good, mate. Like you're saying, we just announced 3D Fight Club 2. Can't complain. Things are going not bad, to be honest, to be fair. Everything's going kind of accordingly. Just obviously just put a few records straight in terms of the rumours going around about fighters are not getting paid. I don't know who started that rumour, but the person that started that rumour must know more about 3D Fight Club and the payment process than us.
Okay, so I believe you've just been on the fuse, Dean. Obviously,
I've not managed to make it on the fuse this evening, mate.
Oh, okay. I didn't make it on the fuse. Someone told me he's on the fuse. Dean, I'm going to go straight into it. You know, me and you are cousins, obviously.
Yeah, I've got a T-shirt as well. I'm going to get two, and I've got one more made saying Dougie's cousin and one more saying Dean's cousin. I'll send them over to you.
Yes.
Got one out of it.
Right, listen, mate. Dean, I messaged you quite a few times yesterday on WhatsApp. The tracksuit. The tracksuit. You know this.
Yeah.
You know what's coming.
Go on, mate. You want one, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, I do want one. Obviously, I posted a video of you on Monday, and you like the subscribers want to know: was you wearing that tracksuit from Friday to Monday?
No. We've got a few of them. They're the same tracksuits, but we've got a few of them. Obviously, we've got a few of them promo. They're not going to sell yet, so we managed to get like 6 tracksuits, 3 each. But do you think I'm going to wear the same? Are these people? I'm going to wear the same tracksuit for 3 days.
I think it's banter, isn't it? I think everyone's. It's just a bit of banter. Bro.
I was just thinking in my head then, really. Fuck me, yes. Jesus Christ! You had me out now. But like you're saying, them tracksuits. We've got some other colour ranges coming on. They'll be going on sale soon. But we've got some going on sale tomorrow morning. I've got a meeting in the morning. We're going to be starting the biggest knife crime project in the UK, starting in Manchester. We're going to build this project to be throughout the whole of the United Kingdom for knife crime. So them tracksuits are going to have the Knife Crime Project UK logo, as well as 3D Fight Club, Fitness Elite, and all our sponsors on there, all our businesses, and they're all going to be going on sale as well. The nice tracksuits to fit well, they look well, and they are the part. So we've had a lot of interest in them as well, to be honest.
Well, when they're up, let everybody know we'll sell it. So, Dean, I'm going to give you some, make 1 or 2 words. I'm just going to say some things, yeah? I'm going to say some words, and I want you to instantly tell me what comes into your head, okay? Before we move on to 3D Fight Club 2, okay? So, the Swan.
The Swan, for me, I actually like this one. I took a liking to him when he was getting slated months back, when he first come to me. And, when I really enjoyed this one. But you got to remember this one. He reminds me of a guy that was probably in his early days, a bit like myself. Obviously, he was very misunderstood. And I really do like this one. I mean, obviously, the issue about me jumping in the ring, which, I had to say something. I was really pissed off but this one didn't understand that. And when I spoke to him, obviously, after that backstage and stuff, it's not... There's no animosity between me and the Swan. You got to remember, it's me that brought the Swan to the table. Well, I got introduced to the Swan via someone else. It's me that brought him on board to 3D Fight Club. I knew he had potential in him. It was his first bout. And what you got to remember is he's never fought before, and fair play to him. And, when the Swan's going to go places with 3D Fight Club. There's quite a lot of fighters that are going to be going places with 3D Fight Club. But just because the Swan jumped in the ring doesn't mean he's any bad blood or animosity. And like I said prior to that, yesterday on a video, if you was walking down the street and someone was stamping on your head, the first person you'd want walking past would be someone like the Swan. So you have to kind of look at that, but at the same time, as a promoter and doing my job, I can't stand there and just let someone jump in a ring and jump out the ring and not do anything about it. It's my promotion. I mean, what if he jumped in the ring and started fighting with the lad in the ring? The lad in the ring started to hit the Swan, and it's going to go hectic and haywire.
Do you think emotions were running high for everybody that night?
It's tension. You got to remember what fans, fight fans understand it, but these armchair fans won't get it, and the YouTube fans won't really get it. You stood in a sport of bare knuckle boxing. The night there was no trouble on the night at all. There's an issue with the Swan, that was about it. Right, you're in bare knuckle boxing. Every man getting in that ring's an alpha male. Every man in each other's corner is an alpha male. Every man stood around the ring supporting is an alpha male. Obviously, you've got women there, but they're not alpha males. They're sat there relaxing, having a drink with comfort entertainment. Great night. You're in a room full of alpha males, so the tensions are going to run high. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want anyone to think anything bad about the Swan, because the Swan's a great guy, mate. And I tell you what, did you see how the Swan lit up the press conference?
So tell me, did your card say anything else?
What a guy, you know, I mean, what a guy. And he was on the phone, he apologised, and I went mad at him on the phone for apologising. I don't want you to apologise. I apologised to him. Obviously, because I might have overreacted a little bit, but I was annoyed that he jumped in the actual ring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I look at it from his point of view. He said, Dean, I didn't understand it. He said, you know, he said he's got ADHD kicking in. I thought, well, you know what, my little brother has ADHD, so I half understand it. And I basically said to him, I said, well, look, you know, I get it, so don't worry about it. But then he kept apologising. So in the end, I had to just phone him and say, listen, mate, you still have to keep apologising. Yeah, but Dean, this is my option. Listen, mate, 3D Fight Club 1 was to give people opportunities in life. Is it promoting violence? No, it's promoting a sport. If the lads want to get into the sport because they feel like they've got nowhere else to go, give it them. The Swan spent a lot of time in prison, and people have got to kind of understand that, you know what I mean? But like I say, I've got nothing but good words to say about him because he's not done anything wrong. I mean, if he does it again on 3D Fight Club 2 on the next show, then I'll have something bad to say about him. Nah, he's all right. He's a good lad. He is.
Just one more thing on the Swan. Big shout out to Karma Corner. Are you a Karma Corner fan, dude?
You know what? Karma's actually all right. You know, I watch some of his stuff. I think he's... You know what I like about Karma, to be honest? He makes me laugh in a way where a lot of people can't take to him, but people that are intelligent and smart understand when you're dealing with someone like Karma Corner, you're dealing with a very outspoken, intelligent man. And that's why I like Karma Corner. It isn't for his content and his, you know, the funny stuff he does and stuff like that, the noises. They do make me laugh sometimes, but he's very, very intelligent. That's what I like about Karma Corner. People just look at him as if like he's a troll, a crazy troll. But if you listen to what he says, like I listen to some of his morning coffee breaks or tea breaks, whatever he calls them. He's a very intelligent man, very intelligent.
Did you see early on that when the Swan first started posting videos in the bath and stuff? Because obviously I spoke to you about the Swan, and you didn't confirm 100% that he was fighting, and maybe it was because of them bath vids, but you had faith in him then, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I didn't confirm he was 100% fighting. I didn't think the Swan knew he was fighting from the very first phone call from when he phoned me when he was fighting trolls months back. I knew the Swan was fighting 100%, but I didn't have the Swan an opponent, a dance partner. So you got to remember the actual fight between Jack Burnett and the Swan that fight wasn't meant to have been that fight for the Swan or that fight for Jack Burnett. So because I didn't have an opponent for him, I couldn't announce that there was fighting, that the Swan was fighting. And then what I done, I ended up having to match them two up because I got 2 letdowns. So I ended up matching them. So we ended up still having a 12-fight cap, which you see the card was a screamer. Now, people were saying, oh, the card were there was fights on there, it was a mismatch. Well, you tell me the mismatch, you had Bobby K. Bonacci, which was a mismatch, but you got to remember, that's a YouTuber fight that's been called on.
Yeah,
do you understand what I mean?
That, didn't he?
He asked for it. It's not a mismatch. He's asked for the fight. He's come to me. I want this opportunity. You've got it, mate. If you want it, you can have it. You know, you created a little YouTube issue. Do what you've got to do. I don't think any other fights on there for me were mismatches, you know, but people don't realise that that's a mismatch. That's a mismatch. Why is it? It's bare knuckle boxing. You get knocked out in the first round or you go on points. It's not glove fights. So they look like mismatches because they're fighting in bare knuckle. You know yourself. Was Mick Hard's fight a mismatch? Mick Hard's only had 50 bare knuckle fights. Leighton Lawson's on. That was his first bare knuckle fight. He got knocked out. Was that a mismatch? Not at all.
What was Dean? I know obviously on the night you were running around like I don't know if you could properly watch every fight, but you must have watched the fight since. For you, as a fighter yourself, what was fight of the night?
Fight of the night for me, personally. I'm going to give it to the top of the bill. The reason being because Joel Holiday coming light, he'd give too much weight away, and he held his own. And the fight, he got stopped on the bump on his eye. But I'm not going to take anything away. You there, mate? I'm not going to take anything away from Danny Davao because Danny Davao come and still done the business. He got put down, he got back up. In them fights, you get a 20-second count for a title fight anyway.
Well,
it's not a title fight, it's only 10 seconds, but a title shot, we give 20 seconds on our platform. And, I mean, if it was a 10-second count, he had him put away, as you all know. Do you know what I mean? And then did the second fight for me on top of that, which was Hayden Sheriff, James Clader.
Your cousin.
They were my
James Clader, your cousin. Obviously, there's a big thing about cousins going around, isn't there, Dave? Obviously, we're all cousins here, aren't we, on Fight Talking? So James Clary, he was very silent. I didn't even see him come or anything.
It doesn't say much, but he had 320 amateur fights, James.
Wow. Okay, Dave, so moving on. Talking about Danny Davao. Big shout out to Danny Davao.
Big shout out to Danny.
Versus Danny Christie. So what are we saying about this massive rumour that's coming around?
Well, to be fair, the fight's 100%. As long as Danny gets good news on Friday in court, the fight's 100% on. I phoned. Now, I got a message off Danny saying, if I don't go court, Dean, could we make that fight happen? Yeah. And I said, well, I phoned Danny Davao and said first, obviously, I had to phone Danny Davao first with him being the champion. He's got the belt. And we all know, listen, that belt, the 3 winner stays on belts that was won on our platform are all worth something. They're all worth the weight in gold. People are going to fight for him. They're going to spill guts for him. And, they're going to win that belt and it's going to keep circulating. Now, the only way you can win it outright is you have to win it 3 times, you win it outright. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I phoned Danny Davao and Danny had already had the rumour before I'd heard it. I'd woke up Tuesday morning and I made the call. Danny said, if you can I make that happen? And gentleman's way, Dean, he said, I want it more than anything. He said, I will train for it. He said, look, I've won the belt now. He said, look, but you got to remember, Danny Davao has fell short in 2 previous fights against great opposition. That's what people are forgetting about Danny Davao. Do you know what I mean? He has stepped up twice against really good opposition, both times in BKB. When I say good opposition, the opposition way more advanced than him because he's new to BKB. So that's why I said, look, do you really want it? Do you want it? He said 100%. He said, Dean, you'll get now. He's got a 12-week camp to train for that belt for Danny Christie. Do you understand what I mean?
I do.
So then he put a video out there, nothing but respect. It's business. I phoned Danny. I said to Danny, well, I can make it happen if you don't go Friday. And Danny said, Dean, I want it 100%. Now, people were saying, why did Danny Christie call out Danny Davao? Well, what you got to remember is they're both at the same weight. Danny Devao's won the belt. It makes sense because it was going to be Danny Christie at one point. It was headlining our show.
So people think that Danny Christie will walk over Danny Davao. My personal opinion is, big shout out to Danny Davao as well. What a fucking bloke he is, man. He'll fight anyone. He'd fight Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson turned up. Well, what do you think? Do you think Davao's got a chance?
Do you know what? Did you watch the Josh Courtney Ash King fight?
Well, I commentated on it, so I think I did.
Right then. So did that just show that in a bare knuckle fight anything can happen?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Did you see when Joel Holiday put down? I mean, don't get me wrong. Joel Holiday gave a bit of weight away, but Joel Holiday, he's a schooled amateur. He's had over like 35 fights. Did you see Joel Holiday put down Danny Davao? Danny Davao recovered, regrouped, got back up, and got straight in. Do you know what I mean? So you got to look at it. He's a man that'll fight anyone. And as long as he doesn't keep himself open, he's in the fight. He's the champion. Do you know what I mean? Then you've got to look at it. You've got to look at the likes of Danny Christie as well. Danny Christie, obviously, he's had his first bare knuckle fight with obviously the idiot. But what I'm saying is, if you look at Danny Christie as well, he's a skilled fighter. Now, what I've always kind of said here when it comes to the BKB, a skilled fighter that can do BKB is a dangerous fighter. Yeah. As opposed to just a BKB fight with the footwork, the movement. Going back to the Ryan Baxter, Stuart Anderson fight, Stuart Anderson's a skilled fighter. James Clary, Hayden Sheriff, shown again, he's a skilled fighter with the BKB. So if you look at the likes of, like you're saying, with Danny Davao, Danny Christie, I mean, it's going to be over 6 2-minute rounds. I mean, don't think for 1 minute them rounds are going to be brutal. you know what I mean? They are going to be brutal. Do you know what I mean? And they're both a similar height, so there's not much height. They both got a same range, same reach. I think Danny Davao might be a bit heavier. I don't know. He looked a bit heavy the other day. He might be a bit heavier. Obviously, we're going to sit down, sort some figures and weights and stuff like that. What weight do want to come in? Because we're not going to do that one at a catch weight. We want to kind of get them to meet kind of dead on.
Obviously, Dean, this all depends on Friday if Danny Christie doesn't go to prison, obviously. But we've all got good faith that he ain't going to go, man. Big shout out Danny Christie as well.
Yeah, do you know what I hope they don't? Is, you know, this is what's going on with Danny. We was trying to rectify this in the background a few months back from him as well, and I think fate. I think he'll be all right personally. That's what my personal opinion is. I think Danny will be all right. But like I said, going back to the actual fight, you know, you can say he's going to win, he's going to get this, he's going to get that, and it's like you're saying. If you look at Christopher Porter had Gary McClellan coming.
Big shout out Chris Porter. Wow, he's like a little Viking down, isn't he?
He is, but did you see his opponent? He got dropped a few times, but he kept fucking coming.
Yeah.
You know, he'd sorry for swearing, mate, but he kept coming. But guys, it kind of show you it's hard to really call bare knuckle fights. You know that yourself, Dan. You've commentated on how many of them. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. So what you gonna? You know, I'll ask you the question: Danny Davao or Danny Christie? Yeah, I mean, if it was an ideal world, I'd want them both to win. Do you know what I mean? Because they're both good lads, but you can't. It's a 2-horse race, and unfortunately, one horse has to win.
Well, lucky,
do you know what I mean?
Yes, I don't want you to ask me that because
they chose the bone case.
It's an awkward one.
It is, because it's going to be, for me, it's going to be interesting because, like I said, Danny Davao has done a few days. You know, his camps haven't been the best, as what I'm led to believe. Which, you know, and you know, he's been honest with me.
He told me yesterday, Dean, that he's going to take this serious now. He's got that belt.
Well, this is the point what I'm saying. So, you know, when the belt is worth something. So for me, what I'm basically saying is now he's got that belt. What I'm basically saying to Danny, for me, what Danny needs to do, realistically, it's going to be interesting to see what Danny Davao does now over 12-week camp, defending the belt. That's the interesting side, as opposed to the previous fights where he's only had a six-week camp. He's probably trained 3 weeks out of 6 because he's been working. And do you know what I mean? Okay, now he's got a 12-week camp, so he's got to make them. I mean, you can't train for 12 weeks, you'll be burnt out, but he can pace himself over 12 weeks, so he's got enough time to get in shape. That's where it's going to become interesting. We all know, for me, I know what Danny Christie can do with a week's notice. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it ringside. So to see Danny Christie, you know, getting good nick, because he will take it serious, you know, because he's a fighter. So to get Danny Christie in good nick as well over the next 12 weeks, I don't think Danny will train 12 weeks. So I reckon Danny will go six weeks. He'll train, he'll tick over. But I reckon 6 weeks Danny will do, because that's all he needs, because he doesn't carry a lot of weight. If anything, he's going to be coming up.
Dean, as a roofer yourself, Danny's a scaffolder, I'm a hog carrier, yeah? You can understand if even just doing scaffolding all day, and I said, you know, like it's hard work, isn't it?
It's active, and this is a thing. It's like Danny Deval's a ground worker, isn't
he? Yeah, good old Danny Davao, yeah, mate. Most of us do the same shit. It's just different trades, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. So they're active on your feet all day as well. So, like I say, it's going to listen. That's what's going to be the decider. If you want my personal opinion, the decider of this fight, the winner of this fight is just going to. I think it's just going to. I think you're going to have Danny Christie that's going to have ability. You know, he's skilled. Then you're going to have Danny Davao. No, that's, you know, it can't hit hard if as long as he stays off the centre line, keeps his chin down, and it's hard. The way Danny's got to take the fight for me is down to heart determination and land them heavy right hands that he's got. You know, we all know he has got an heavy right hand. If he lands it, he has got an heavy hand.
And he's got a massive heart. His heart's bigger than his hand. Anyway, moving on. Your other champion, Leighton Lawson. Big shout out, Leighton Lawson.
Yeah,
what's the plans for Leighton Lawson?
We just got to keep, like I said, it's when it stays on with these belts. We just got to keep it moving. Do you know what I mean? And we've just got to kind of keep flowing. So it's obviously we just got to get Leighton. The same again with Leighton. We've got to get him the ideal dance partner now. What you got to look at as well, you can't get easy dance partners when you've got belts.
Do you know what I mean? In mind? Hold on, before I go into that, obviously, who from 3D Fight Club 1 do you want them through the Fight Club too?
We've got 12 winners, haven't we? That's how it works. It was, do you know what I mean? We've got 12 winners, so obviously we need another 12 contenders to go against the 12 winners that we've already got.
Dean, you look very tired. It must have been an emotional weekend.
Oh, no, you know, we're not even really weak. I'm not even that tired, to be fair. But like you say, we've got a few fights like Stuart Anderson, James Cleary, Joel Alday. I mean, Joel Alday obviously got beat. But he didn't get beat. He got stopped because of his eye. And like you said, it wasn't worth losing his eye for that. No. Joel Alday is going to be back on the card at his own weight. And he'll go through, you know, I'm pretty confident he'll go through people at his own weight. And I think Joel Alday, for me, a good matchup for Joel Halliday could be Stuart Anderson or James Cleary. What a fight. What a fight that'd be.
Dean, before we move on to, listen, this is going to be the last question. I'm sure we'll speak again in the next few weeks when you get more fights match, okay? Massive thing that's been going on. Explain to everyone about Fighters Pay, mate.
Right, so basically, we got accused of being a scam, as you know. Now, the original way our shows used to run when I fought in shows as well, and many other people, you'd run out, you sell your tickets, and then you come back, you give all your purse money in to your promoter on the day before or on the day.
Because you're from the old school, Dean. That's how it used to work years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Just give us a minute, mate, to explain it. And then you'll all run back, you'll all hand in your purse money, your ticket money. And at the end of the night, you all get an envelope for your fights. That's the original way to do. Some shows still do that. So what we done is we was accused of being a scam. So who's going to bring us? Remember, we're the travellers from Manchester that are scammers. And we're getting called a scam left, right and centre. Who's going to come and sell tickets for us and buy tickets off us, hand over cash if it was a scam, and hand over his money? They wasn't going to do it. So what we've done is we've done it to go through the right channels, and let's do it the way that MCK and all the big shows do it now then. So let's do it that way. Let's go and do it through Skiddle, through the right website that has a complaints policy on there. It has return funds policy on there. It had everything on there. So what Skiddle do now is you purchase your tickets through Skiddle, which we all see, it was all over the website. And then what Skiddle do, after the event, they tally up the calculations. Obviously, we have the pay-per-view link to the Skiddle as well. So every penny that's been earned goes to Skiddle. And before they pay us, we upload our bank details onto the Skiddle, the company bank details onto Skiddle, and then Skiddle pay the payment. Obviously, our money back to us. The only reason they pay the money back to us is once they've checked that no one's doing wants refunds and stuff like that. So it takes 3 to 5 days, you normally say it takes, and the funds come to us. When we release the funds in our account, and all we do then is just send our transfers to every fighter on the card, the bank details, and just send all their payments off. And it's as easy as that. So obviously the old school way, you got like Mickey Ardu's. We weren't paying on a night. I get that that's the old school way, but we've not done it. We've done it the way that everyone else seems to do it these days because we was accused of being a scam. Do you understand what I mean, mate?
I do.
Dan?
I do.
So that's how it's worked. So after the fighters Monday, we'll be sorting payments out on Monday. So as for Monday, we've been uploading the bank details and everything else, and that's it done moving forward. Now anyone that fights on our platform will know that. So moving forward, when you get the contracts moving forward for the next show, we'll be in their contracts. When we've got them in the contracts, if they don't get paid, then we're liable.
So
now, why are we not? What you got
are they one fight contracts? So they just one fight?
Some people might want a one fight contract. Some people might want a 3 fight contract. We're going to just whatever. We're going to sit with the fighters and see. They've seen how big the platform's growing and where we're going. But can I just state something as well, just to put people? Do you think we're going to build up a fight show? I'm just saying this down to because I know there's a lot of people that watching it now are going to be watching it. Do you think we're going to build up 3D Fight Club the way we've promoted it, so look like a complete arsehole at the end of it and rip off all our fighters for the sake of a couple of grand? When 3D Fight Club over the next 18 months are going to be worth way more than that. This is how deluded these people are to think I'm going to rip off my fighters. Every one of my fighters are going to get paid. They're all going to be looked after and they're all going to get paid, and it's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way, unfortunately, it works, and we can't do it the old school way, because if we do it the old school way, no one's going to hand over money to us because we're a scam. No one wants to buy the tickets because we're a scam, do you know what I mean? So you can't win.
Obviously, on Saturday night, I know your daughter was at the show and some of your family.
Yeah,
what did your family
both my daughters,
think? Yeah, what did they think of it?
Yeah, both my daughters
was. Their dad?
Yeah, both my daughters was very proud of the dad, to be fair, and everyone My daughters was there, cousins, friends, an uncle and my auntie's husband was there. There was I had loads of people. Everyone said they was proud of me and so forth. But I don't want people to be proud of me. I want people just to come and support the actual event, support what's happening and the causes and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And we were like you saying. People said, "Oh, this was a mismatch." No, it wasn't a mismatch because we wanted to give that lad an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? I don't see these people leaving these comments saying about mismatches and this was this and that was that. I don't see them doing things for fucking people and giving people chances in life. Do you understand what I mean? Some of the comments I've been looking at them and I'm thinking, you fucking idiot. What are you doing to give these people chances in life? Exactly. Everyone who fought on 3D Fight Club 1's made history. They've left a legacy behind. I mean, you was at the night. Was that one? We had an issue with the pay-per-view and we have to own that. And
obviously, I didn't know about that. I still kept commentating, even though I know the pay-per-view.
Well, I think we only lost. They lost 2 fights, but the point what I'm saying is we own that. We have to own up to it. We will rectify that.
Some people did actually see the first 2 fights on their pay-per-view. It weren't everyone.
Yeah. Everyone, what I'm saying is, the point what I'm getting at is that we have to own that and we will own it and we will rectify that. We will get that will be resolved without a shadow of a doubt. But what I'm saying is, like people, they're all quick to jump on the bandwagon, but hold on a minute. You know what I mean? Look, if you come down to the actual event, was that one of the best events? There was no trouble at the event or anything.
Nothing.
So when have you gone to an event with that many people? Because it wasn't a small crowd in there, was it, Dan?
No, it wasn't. And do you know what, Dean? Though you
a big crowd.
Realise you were putting a big event on there. You probably weren't going to make thousands. It's a long-term business. You might not make thousands on the first one, but you're building the brand.
The brand. Well, look, like you're saying, we've got the tracksuits coming off, all different colours. Basically, what we're going to do with the tracksuits, we're going to affiliate Knife Crime Project UK to the 3D Fight Club. Obviously, we're going to be working with a lot of youngsters and stuff under the 3D Fight Club, as well as it being a bare-knuckle promotion. We're not drawing youngsters into 3D Fight Club to promote violence, not at all. They're not coming to that for the fighting aspects of it. But pretty much when they've got our tracksuit on, it's got the 3D Fight Club, the Bulldog brand for the pay-per-view. It's got all our business logos on it. It's got the Knife Crime UK logo on the back as well, with our names on there. When people pretty much see this young boy on a street corner, we want them to look at that young boy in that tracksuit and say, "Now leave him alone because he's part of that 3D Fight Club." Because if they mess with him and pull a knife out on him, we will come down on like a ton of bricks. That's what we're doing it for. We're doing a lot of stuff for the community for certain reasons. So we want to basically look at these youngsters now. That's that 3D Fight Club. That's this. Do you know what I mean? And moving on. And like I said, them tracksuits will be available soon. And we want everyone to get out there, and start, getting it for the cause and start wearing them and stuff like that. But yeah, like you're saying, that's pretty much sums up everything. June 17 at the 3D Fight Club is going to be a screamer of a card. Like you're saying, we've got some big fights on there. We've got the Danny Christie fight. We've got the Danny Davao. Hopefully that fight can happen. On top of that, we've got some other big fights, but I just can't declare them at the moment. It's still early doors, but
no problem.
Yeah,
Dave,
but
one last thing, man. Obviously, you're the biggest interview I've ever had on this channel, and it still grows now. The first one we did. But there's so many people that subscribe to my channel. Listen, there's a little small percentage that say divvy things, but so many of my subscribers love you. Can you just give a message to my subscribers that all say and support you and like they love you, please?
Do you know what? It's for the subscribers that support me, I just want to say thanks for the support. And it's amazing how it shows you how social media and stuff can really turn around. And like you say, now it's social media, and I do have a bit of an ego and a chip on my shoulder at times with certain things. I'm not going to blame it on things I've been through in my past, but what drove me to become more positive is people like the people that do support me and be more positive and more straight for them. I'm always straight talking. I'm as straight as it gets. But it's people like them that's helped me better myself as a person on these public platforms. You know what I mean, Ben? Even like yourself, and and that's what's made me go more positive and be more positive when you're getting positive support. To think, not everyone's bad. Do you understand what I mean? Because with me, you get that kind of fine line. You have that you get a bit of an ego because you think 1 minute you're saying that about me, I'll say it back to you. But really, you have to kind of mature yourself past that. And, you think, well, you know what? I've got to that stage now. Sorry, mate. I think, what, mate? I think, I've got to that stage where, I'm past that now, and I'm at that stage where in my life where it's a case of, what? We're positive and trying to build. Our aim as 3D Fight Club is to build the biggest BKB platform in the UK and then build the biggest one in Europe. That's our aim. We might get laughed at for it. People say, "Oh, fuck off." But you know what? We've already proved everyone wrong with the first show. I know it's only one show, and I'm thinking too far ahead. No, I'm not. We've got a plan, and we're going to work to that plan. Do you know what I mean? We are pushing forward.
I do. And do you know what I appreciate about you, Dean, is I know Dougie has certain people he will speak to and he will do stuff with. I haven't got the kind of relationship with Dougie as I have with you. And do you know what? That's just the real world. Dean Lynch Ward, I thank you for everything you've done for my channel, my friend. And I look forward to 3D Fight Club 2. And thank you for letting me commentate. I can't explain the amount of positive messages I've had for being involved with it and helping all the fighters. I love you and I love all the people who subscribe to my channel. Dean, thank you so much, my friend. I know you always make time for Fighting Talk UK.
Always, brother, man. Listen, I'm going to go on here, get some sleep and
get
myself all prepped up, mate. We're still flat out, mate. The journey's only got faster because we've got 3D Fight Club 2 to attend to. So stay tuned, guys. Apologies for pay-per-view for the ones that didn't get it. The ones that didn't get it, we're going to rectify it. You'll get it on the second time run, and it's going to be a screamer. Dan, I'll catch up with you next week, mate, with more updates.
World, much love and respect, brother. Look after yourself, Shane.
Same to you, brother. Talk soon, bud. Take care.